Hello and welcome to This Week in Bitcoin, brought to you by Relai Private. There's a lot that happened this week, so let's not waste any more time and get stuck in right away. News number one are that another publicly noted company, this time the Genesis Group, has announced a Bitcoin treasury strategy. The company, which is based in Singapore but is listed on the Nasdaq in America, has been a tech company that has been focused on various different products. One portion of their company is focused on education. They say they've got various platforms that are AI powered, and another focus of it was more in the Web3 crypto area. And through this exposure, they also found their way now into Bitcoin. The company announced that they're gonna use 90% of their revenue currently and going forward to turn that into Bitcoin, and that they have a dedicated ATM offering similar to MicroStrategies and other companies, where they're gonna use 150 million, and out of those, 120 million are going to be allocated to Bitcoin for a Bitcoin treasury reserve strategy. With that, they follow MicroStrategy, who has been really at the forefront and the pioneer for this strategy. And the goal is very simple: to use this exposure to prop up the company, to increase value, to also protect the company against future downsides. And with some of their products that they have, also in the Web3 areas, they also want to use this example to show people and educate about the possibilities with Bitcoin and other digital assets. However, they didn't stop there. As I've mentioned, they also heavily invested into learning and education, and they're also going to enable Bitcoin payments for their own solutions, whether that be a platform or potentially future partnerships. The announcement worked because the company, who has been on a really dying spree the last couple of years, if you check the stock, it's been going down forever, it seems like has rebounded a bit, and the announcement gave it a bit of a push. I'm a bit skeptical if they have Web3 and crypto and other things, whether that it's really being used as a strategic reserve asset or if they're going to use Bitcoin more as an investment vehicle going forward. But it's good to see to have yet another public company who uses Bitcoin. The second news obviously has to be about the Bitcoin price measured in fiat, because that one year to date has been on an absolute rip upwards. Currently, at the time of recording, I'm hovering around 90,000 US dollars per Bitcoin, a bit down from the previous all-time high of 93,000 plus, but yet Bitcoin is still up 115% year to date, in the top 5 of all of the assets worldwide, just getting beaten by nanochip makers and companies such as Nvidia, who are obviously heavily invested into AI, which is also one of the hot topics in the markets currently. However, they're definitely in the top 5 along with Bitcoin. And if you actually look at the possibilities you have with Bitcoin, I would argue it has the larger impact than these nano chip makers. If you actually zoom out and look at the last 12 months, Bitcoin is even up 145%. And if you now take a closer look at whether retail is slowly getting interested, you start seeing spikes in the Google Trends queries, where as soon as we hit the all-time high of, as I said, 93,000, there was a lot of search queries going up where to buy Bitcoin. You also see apps such as Coinbase getting back into the top rankings in the app stores, usually a very good indicator that retail is coming back and starting to buy crypto and Bitcoin. However, real interest, keen interest, and everyone sort of talking about it is not here yet. My guess is the closer we edge to that 100,000 mark per Bitcoin, because this is going to be a big thing, 6-figure for one Bitcoin, that's where retail is really coming back and super invested into the stock, I always wanted to say, into Bitcoin as well. But at the end of the day, it will probably take a few weeks and months. But hey, something we take in. We've had a good run so far, and retail will just be the last sort of getting us into this proper bull market. Last but definitely not least, we also have to talk about Bhutan, the country in Asia that is mining Bitcoin with excess energy and renewable energy, has now over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin in their treasury, 12,754 Bitcoin to be exact at the time of recording this, according to Arkham Intelligence. And they're really proving that if you use Bitcoin properly and if you use your country's infrastructure, you can actually get a lot out of the asset itself. They hold over a third of their GDP in Bitcoin, making it one of the few countries who's really doubling down. Although they're small, their citizens are yet profiting from this strategy. And with these holdings, they now moved into the top 5 of nation-state holdings in Bitcoin, at least from those that we know that hold Bitcoin publicly. Maybe there's another nation state accumulating, but that's a different topic for another day. So Bhutan is doing best what it's been doing the last couple of years. They continue to mine Bitcoin. I looked at it roughly between 250 and 700 Bitcoin a week, depending on how quickly they find blocks and what they can do with it. So this number could be increasing going forward. We're happy to see that, and we hope that there may be other news coming out of Bhutan as well. Who knows, maybe making Bitcoin legal tender or offering it to pay for it and to use it as money. And that's it. With that, we're at the end of this week in Bitcoin. If you got questions, feedback, or just want to say hello, leave me a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you next week again.